Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think I'll just go straight into the biodefense because it's all connected, and it's quite amazing how Trump is effectively handing over the management of the United States of America to Palantir across all sectors of security and military and health and so on. But this is something that a friend of mine pointed out to me in the last couple of days. So this is the Bipartisan Commission on, sorry, I can't actually read that, of Biodefense, I think, helping to defend the United States against biological threats. Now, this is quite an extraordinary subject once looking into it very deeply. And of course, what I've said, there's a reason for the ceasefire between Iran and Israel. And of course, we always have to be looking at the next step on the roadmap and what exactly are they going to put into effect to restart the war or to somehow change the direction of their strategy. But their strategy remains the same, in my opinion, which is to effect regime change in Iran. So this is a 170-page document, the National Blueprint for Biodefense. The link will be in the show notes. Immediate action needed to defend against biological threats. And so what does it identify exactly as those biological threats? This is something that Charles will be very interested in seeing on this. So this is the Biodefense Blueprint. The world stands in a partial state of vigilance, reeling from COVID-19, struggling with mpox, fighting malaria, acknowledging the possibility of biological terrorism. By implementing this national blueprint for biodefense, America can once again rise to the challenge and save lives. It's not over. Extremely dramatic. And not forgetting, of course, that the year-end budget for 2025 for the biodefense program is $52 billion. That's the proposal that Trump has put through under his administration. So basically, this is part of a conference that was held in May 2025. It's the first annual State of National Biodefense address. And this Dr. Asha M. George is basically talking about the State Department records on countries that present a threat of biological terrorism. So let's just have a quick listen to what she has to say.
We've gone from one or two sentences about China and Iran now to entire paragraphs about China and Iran. Russia and North Korea. They have not yet come out to say that China and Iran also have offensive biological weapons programs. They have, however, talked about everything else they can talk about. They have said that they have no proof now that the historic offensive biological weapons programs that those two countries had, that we knew they had, ever ceased. Now, if you think about it, that particularly with China, that's a long time program. That goes all the way back to World War II and probably before then.
So, I mean, what you have here is the framing of a potential for a false flag attack, of course, probably on American soil if it's going to happen anywhere. You have July the 4th coming up, which might be a little bit too obvious. I think people might spot that one. But it's interesting, the four countries that are mentioned, of course, China first, then Iran, and then suddenly North Korea and Russia are inserted into the dialogue without any evidence whatsoever that they have an offensive biological terrorism strategy anywhere in the world. Neither has Iran. I mean, Iran, this has not been mentioned before, but it's very interesting that 1 month ago it was being brought up at this first session of the Biodefense address.
Yeah. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, we were sort of wetting ourselves during
Yeah,
that.
I mean, well, it's a gift. It's like a ghost story. The less you see, the more scared you're liable to be. And I think that's the remarkable thing about the suggestion of any biological threat, bioterrorism, or whatever it is. And if you do need to demonstrate it, and Ben pointed this out on Monday, it only needs to exist on a computer, exactly like in the way that the genomic sequencing of what was called COVID-19 was run. So once that exists, people believe that it's there, and it doesn't really matter whether there's any tangible effect on the ground. That's utterly beside the point. But the ability to drive the narrative forward based on absolutely nothing is always there, which is remarkable. but true.
Okay, let's change the topic.